Okay, we're here with Stark County Auditor Alan Harold, who became auditor with the election of November of 2010, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And re-elected in November of
14.
2014,
Yep.
and so you're going to be here for a while.
I hope so.
What prompted the visit today was a recent announcement by State of Ohio Treasurer Josh Mandel that he was extending a website on the Treasurer's internet site, checkbook.com. Ohiocheckbook.com, two localities. Right now, it's at the state of Ohio level, but Treasurer Mandel is trying to extend it to local areas. And so the Stark County Political Report's doing a survey of various fiscal agents across Stark County, and of course the prime fiscal agent for Stark County is Auditor Alan Harold. Alan, would you please tell the viewers of the Stark County Political Report video reports how you first learned of Treasurer Mandel's interest in including local governments, and then just pick it up from there.
Sure. Well, I guess as a little bit of background, I'm very supportive of the project. I recall last year at Public Works sessions for the commissioners, when I stated my goals for 2014, that putting more of our information online was certainly a goal. But as the year progressed, we started to hear some rumblings out of the state treasurer's office that they were looking at this, and there was also some related legislation that spoke to the way that government displayed its data. So we put a few of our projects here on hold till we knew which direction the state wanted to go. So I guess, again, to that end, I've long been a proponent of putting information out there, but we just didn't want to reinvent the wheel here in Stark County when the state might do it for us. So back at late part of February, I think it was February 26th, I was part of a group of maybe 5 or 6 other auditors who we went down to see the state treasurer's office to get a demonstration of the open checkbook and to see how it was displayed. And I think my colleagues and I would say we were a little cautious about how it would look going into it, and the way that some of our questions would be received. But we walked away with saying, yeah, this is a pretty good tool, and it's very, very user friendly for those who haven't checked out Ohiocheckbook.com. It really is easy to use and to see the information. I came back, immediately reached out to the folks in the state treasurer's office, and I said, come to Stark County, let's do a demo up here. Send me the parameters for the type of data you need so that we can begin to take a look at it. Because like the state at the county level, but unlike a lot of other government entities, like schools or townships or that, we have a lot of data that would be redacted, would not be part of the public record. Think of different things that would go on in the job and family services world. Children's service type thing, foster care payments, things like that, that we have to redact. So we had to make sure that when we build the database for sending the information out, that we can easily, programmatically redact, certain aspects of the information. So those are the kind of things we really wanted to talk to the state about, and they've assured us that that'll be built in. We've had some meetings with them. I think we had the meeting last week where we had them come up again and had the technical people in the room, had Seth and Anita. And
they came to Stark County?
They came to Stark County last week. The state treasurer's office did. So, but we had, again, our IT people were in the room. Mike Miner, who's my head fiscal officer, was in there to make sure that we can hopefully put our data, our data is structured in a way that when we send it to the state treasurer to be displayed, that it's going to be accurate, it's going to balance out, and again, that we're protecting that information that is not part of the public record too. So it's on that back end piece that we're still, I think, waiting to hear back from the state treasurer again, just on how it would get billed. We know we can do it. We know we can send them our data and do it very easily. But we need to really work with some of the back end folks that they have down there to let this work. So we're on board. I had no problem telling the state treasurer's staff. I said, we're happy to do it. I know Mahoning County got a little bit of notoriety because they are the ones that signed on first. I don't mind being first or second. I probably don't mind being 10th on something that is potentially this complex. Again, we want to make sure it's right, and so if I have to wait another month or two so I make sure we get it right for our citizens, then that's what we'll do. But it's coming. I'm confident that it's coming. So.
Well, on that question, can you project what the timetable might be for Stark County?
Again, the initial. I told them I'd go in the first wave that the state had. Right now we'd be the biggest county in the state to go in the first wave, and really only the second county that I know of that's committed to do it.
Mahoning County would be part of the first wave too?
They say they're going to. I talked to their auditor briefly, who's new up there, but he has a lot of the same back end concerns, that I do. How are we going to match this upright? How are we going to withhold the data? The state, the way their accounting system is, it makes them it makes it much easier for them to do that. County structures are just a little bit different, and they're unique from county to county. The state has one master system for all entities, be it Department of Education, Department of Transportation, so it's easy for them to display the data in that way. For counties, it's just a little bit different. So they say June 30th. It's not so much, the ball's in their court right now to give us the staff contacts to work with. So if they told us it would be around the middle of May that would be in place, so we're just really kind of in a holding pattern until then. And
the first wave,
the state is targeting for June 30th.
Okay.
So, and if if we're able to work out the back end details, then there's no reason we wouldn't be in that first group. But there's a lot that just remains to be seen. Maybe the state treasurer does a release on June 30th. We're just not part of it because it took a little bit more to get the back end figured out. And to my earlier point, we just want to be sure that the data is correct when it's out there.
So being the auditor you want to make sure that Stark County only does it when you're assured that it'll be done the way to protect non-discoverable information.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, that's just part of it. But again, it's just in the way it's displayed, that it's easy to use, that it's intuitive to the user. Some folks are not wanting to put, they shared with us, the state did. Some want to put salary data out there, others don't. The state has their salary data in a separate database. What ours, how do we display that? Do we want to display it? I don't have a problem. I think we're as open as, as
You've always provided the Stark County Political Report with databases of
right.
County.
So we don't have a problem with that. But again, it's putting it in a format that is intuitive to the user, that is easy to use as well. So those things, and it may be a walk before we run. We might say, this is the first release, let's see how it goes, and then over time, we layer it with more and more data. That approach isn't uncommon. Rather than say, here's everything we have, it might be a little higher. It might be a little higher level at first, and then with more detail just provided as, as the state becomes better at what they do.